14 of the NFL. Can't believe it's already week 14, guys. It is flying by. It's almost playoff time. It's been a crazy season, obviously because of COVID and just everything, and how to handicap it. And we had a slow start because of that, but we're running hot right now. Hot at the right time towards the end of the season around the holidays. Another nice week, going 5-1 on Sunday. Ended 5-2 with a missed prop on Wednesday. It was Dalton under his passing yards. He was able to get over that in the fourth quarter. 24-8 run currently in the NFL. 24-8 run. More free winners given out last week along with the outright winner. We'll go over that in a minute. 10-0 on free props as well in the fleets on Twitter. So if you do follow me on Twitter, check out the fleet section I posted there. Just so I could put up a picture and the ticket. Hit my best bet last week. We were on the Colts -3. They were pretty much controlling the game. Houston did have a chance to win at the end, but they did fumble in Colts territory. So Colts ended up winning that game. That was a best bet. And also we were on the Rams there again, controlled the whole game. I didn't see them losing that game at all. They weren't in danger of losing that game. They had a nice win last night against the Patriots pretty handily. So Rams looking very solid right now. And it's going to be these games are very important at the end of the season here. I'll go over that in a minute with a couple of games that I'm looking at. And this is where, division titles are won and teams making the playoffs. So it's very important for these teams that are in the playoffs or trying to win the division. I don't see them losing to teams that just aren't as good as them at this time. They've had 13, 14 weeks also to adapt to the situations and everything. So I think, teams are more settled in. And you'll see the best out of them. I want to address the thumbnail, of course. You've probably seen the Hurts, Wentz, and their coach. Hurts getting the start. Excited for it for Philly. I was actually watching that game last week. My sister's boyfriend, he is a Phillies fan, so we did pretty much watch that whole game, and he looked good coming in. Wentz, he's just not good. Towards the bottom of the league in all QB stats, pretty much. At least bottom 5 for active QBs that played a certain amount of games. And, Hurts came in, he provided them something different. He was able to move, he was able to scramble, and he had some nice throws. So I want to see how he does against, a top defense. And we'll be talking about that game. There is 2 games that I featured here that we'll be talking about. And, of course, going over my teaser and underdog outright winner. 50% off still. 50% off month of December. I'd like to thank everyone who took advantage of it. We've been hot, right? 4 straight profitable weeks. It's been very good heading into the holidays. Just overall in all sports, and not just NFL. We all know I do cap UFC. They took down my UFC video twice within like 5 hours, saying something about it's not suitable for children. But I always select no, because it does talk about sports betting, which you do have to be 18 or 21 and over, right? And maybe the violence. But they said 2 times. I emailed them back. They got back to me, said they made a mistake. So I don't know what it is. It could be the intro. I have a new intro. It's pretty violent with knockouts. I don't know what it really is, but it's back up. Obviously, lost some views and stuff because of it, but it is up there if you haven't checked it out. So like I said, that 50% off is going to be, so let's say you get it tomorrow, December 12th. It goes until January 12th. So it's a full month. Take advantage of it. We're hot in all sports. Like I said, 43 and 18 in the UFC. It's 70% year to date, guys. Not for a month, not for 2 months. It's a year track record of 70% in the UFC on best bets. Okay, NFL, we know 24-8 run. We are hot on props and lines. Doesn't matter right now. Up and down in teasers. Win one week, lose one week. But we are doing very well overall the past few months, definitely in the NFL. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to go over two games here, starting with the Chiefs, -7 at the Dolphins, total 50.5. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this game would be exciting to watch, but looking at the schedule right before the season started? But it is. It's an exciting game. Dolphins are playing well, but this is the Chiefs. They haven't faced a team as good as the Chiefs, in my opinion. The Dolphins struggled last week, right? They struggled last week versus the Bengals, but came on in the second half to win that game. It was 7-6 for the Bengals at half. Okay, Bengals were winning that game at halftime. However, Dolphins didn't allow them to score anymore. Tua actually threw the ball well last week, so I'm glad I didn't jump on his total passing yards under. I was looking at that, but I did not jump on it. Almost 300 yards for over 7.5 passing yards per attempt. It's an impressive showing, but it's against the Bengals. Now, the Chiefs are coming into town and towards the top of the league against the pass, and they showed it last week versus Drew Lock and the Broncos. Yeah, it's Drew Lock. He hasn't been playing well, but this Chiefs secondary is no joke, guys. The way to beat the Chiefs, I've said it time and time again, keep Mahomes off the field and run the ball well. Gordon last week, he had 131 yards rushing, 8.7 yards per carry. And that's why that game was close throughout the game for the most part, right? Because they were able to run the ball well and keep Mahomes off the field. And they actually play pretty solid defense all around. Gaskin may be busy in this one, and I think he should. It should be the recipe for them to win this game if they can. And, he came back. He looked pretty solid last week. I think it was just over 90 yards rushing. Miami's D has been solid all year, only allowing 83% passer rating to QBs and 62% completion percentage, which is ranked 4th. But they haven't seen a QB as good as Mahomes, and I don't hold those numbers too high. They do let up some long balls. However, like longer passes they allow. It's towards the bottom of the league in that. So watch out for Hill and Kelsey. Possibly pick up some longer catches in this one. This is one reason why I like the Chiefs here. I think Mahomes will be able to spread the offense well in this one. I think, like I said, Hill could have another big day. He's been tearing it up as of late. And I think if you do have him on your fantasy team, I think he has a big game here. It is -7, which I don't love. I'm not loving this -7. I'm hoping Miami, they get some Miami money, and it goes to 6.5. I doubt it because I did see some 7.5s out there. But if you ask me to choose, I would take the Chiefs here and lay the -7 just because Tua, rookie quarterback, I don't see him winning this game against his Chiefs defense and against Mahomes. I think Mahomes just outperforms him and outscores him. And that's why I think Chiefs win this game. Great teaser play. The Chiefs. You get that down to -1 or pick them, whatever you're doing, 6-7 point teaser. But I do like it. Total, I don't have a real opinion on the total. Lean the over, but I won't be playing the total on this one. But take a look at that. Take a look at the Chiefs to win this game by a touchdown or more. Could push. Look for that 6.5. Look to tease the Chiefs as well. Next game here, it's going to be the Saints, -6.5 at Eagles, total 43. Low for a reason. This game, it does have low scoring written all over it, right? It's 43. I don't love playing an under 43. Just because we're not going to see what Jalen Hurts had. What if Jalen Hurts comes? Saints aren't going to be used to this. It's Jalen Hurts' first game. Now, that could be a bad thing for Philly. It could be a bad thing for Hurts. It's his first game against the Saints, who's top-ranked total defense, which no one is really talking about. Their defense is playing really, really well the past, at least 6-7 weeks. They struggled a bit to start the season, but they're healthy now. They've been playing really well, guys. Now, Hurts will be getting that start, like I mentioned, which is the right thing to do at this point. Like I said, Wentz, bottom of the league in most QB stats. We've seen Hurts do well in his first start. He's very versatile. He was able to, similar to like a Lamar Jackson, but obviously he can't run as well as Lamar. But he was able to throw. He was able to scramble a little bit. He did have a couple wonky throws that I seen, but he was able to move, pick up yards. So dual threat quarterback. How will Saints be able to handle that on short notice? We don't really know what he's going to show, right? So that's the only thing here where that low total 43 is scaring me. Sure, I'd lean the under, just because Saints, their offense is a little slower now with Hill. Hill looked a lot better last week, though. A lot better. 232 yards last week. Yes, against the Falcons secondary, which is below average. But Hill was finding Thomas a lot. He was finding Thomas a lot and got him going along with Kamara. Kamara got back on track in this one as well. He had a couple down games when Hill, because Hill likes to rush the ball, some shorter passes. It's just a totally different offense with Breeze not in there, right? So I like we actually lost our first Hill. Hill had 4 TDs in 2 games. I was on him again to rush. Game script didn't pan out, only losing prop on Sunday. I do think Saints win this game. I do think they win the game. I would lean the 6.5. I would take them to win by 6.5 just due to that defense, and we don't know what we're going to see from Hurts in his first game. And I would lean the under. It's not an under that I love just because it's low, 43. You may want to wait because I think people may look at the over. So it may move 43.5, 44. So if you do like the under, I would wait until Sunday. But again, Saints would be another good play in a teaser as well. But just because we don't know what we're getting from Hurts, I can't go all in on minus 6.5 for the Saints. But he could struggle as a rookie in his first game against a really top defense in the Saints. That's why I would lean the Saints minus 6.5 here. And if you were betting this game, that would be my bet for this one. Let's get to the underdog play of the week, guys. Last week, we hit the Browns plus 215, guys. Biggest outright dog winner this season. We're on a 5-2 outright dog winning streak. Not a 5-2 run on spreads and totals. Outright dog winning streak, guys. These aren't easy to hit. We've been hitting them. We've been finding ways to hit them. And, plus 2, this line was just way off, right? Way off. The books were way off, and we caught them. I don't see any lines way off this week, to be honest. So I am going with a team I think would win this 60% of the time. However, the spot is bad for them. It is a bad spot for them, and I do agree. Bills are playing really well right now. But Steelers plus 110 as a plus 2 dog. Sign me up, even though the spot's not good for them. It's my favorite underdog of the week, which means I don't love anything. But I'm just going to play the odds here. Like I said, Steelers win this 60, maybe 70% of the time if it wasn't for this bad spot. Tomlin's also great off a loss and as an underdog. So that's something to look at as well. I just can't get to anything else on the board. So this is something to look at plus money with maybe the best team in the AFC, the Steelers. Leave you guys with a teaser. Leave you guys with the teaser of the week. It's going to be Titans minus 1.5, Chiefs minus 1. I think both road teams win their games this weekend. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier. These are important games for both teams for the division, conference titles, and for their record. They're not going to lose to these teams, in my opinion. And there's a bunch of teasers this week, guys. To be honest, there are a bunch. It's probably the most I've seen that you can use as teasers. If you don't like one of these, a couple other ones I like. Bears plus 8.5. I think Bears could win that outright. No David Johnson. He was just mentioned and scratched. Bucks just to win. Green Bay just to win. There are a lot of teaser options in this. I might have more than one, to be honest, for subscribers, but we'll see. I did send out one already. All right, guys, that will do it for the Week 14 video. We're getting close to the playoffs. We'll be having some special playoff videos. I'll go over, some playoff matchup winners that I do have in mind, and we'll continue with the underdog outrights. We hopefully hit another one this week. All right, guys, like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Take care. Enjoy week 14.